so red? Well, welcome to the vlog, guys. I was on a little bit of a hiatus. Really apologize for missing so many days. About a couple of weeks, actually. There has been a lot going on around the house, in the family, a lot of that stuff. So it's just been crazy. Been really busy at work. Been really busy trying to keep up with my evening class that I'm teaching. And then all of that got even more busy because we started a pretty ambitious construction goal here in the Adams household. So I spent the last few weekends breaking up about, I would say, almost 600 square feet of terracotta tile that was in our living room, dining room, and kitchen. So I spent pretty much 8-hour days swinging a 20-pound sledgehammer, breaking it all up, scraping up all the thin set, and I'm still not actually completely done. I still have a little bit left in the utility room, a little less than 100 square feet in the utility room. And then I still have quite a bit to kind of clean up and scrape up so that we can put down, we're going to put down wood floors. So we're not going to do the full-on, real hardwood stuff. That's just way too expensive. We're actually going to do a laminate, but it's like a floating floor, click-together laminate. Really nice. It's got kind of an artificial hand-scraped look to it. It's really thick stuff. It's some of the thickest stuff you can get in that. So it's really good stuff. And the great thing is I didn't have to pay for it. I actually spent another weekend, a few weekends ago, pulling all of it up out of my parents' house, putting it in the back of a truck, and hauling it over to my house. So it's been that, and then one thing leads to another, so we decide, hey, why not explore before we put the actual floors down? Why don't we paint the cabinets, and why don't we look into some countertops and look into some new appliances and things like that? So it's turning into one heck of a project. So let me show you what I've done so far. So this is the living room here before I broke up all the terracotta tile. A couple different views of it. And then this is what it looks like, kind of like some progression through it. I didn't actually shoot any video, so I just took some pictures. I just didn't have, the mental capacity I had during that time was focused entirely on this floor. And this is what it looks like now with no tile, all cleaned up, all the dust taken out and cleaned out and everything. And here's the dining room. This actually came up really nice. What they did was, I don't know if you've noticed in the living room pictures, is they actually put down a tar paper that you would put on a roof. They put that down on the floor, I'm guessing as like a moisture barrier. And then the thin set and the tile went on top of it. So in the dining room, everything came up just beautiful. I mean, I don't have any cleaning up to do in the floor there. There's the dining room all done. And then here's the kitchen, just some progress through the kitchen. They put this over the top of laminate. So I had to, or the linoleum floor. So I had to break that up. It took a lot more work to get that out. So I've still got to chisel up a little bit of the laminate that I couldn't get up with my scraper, as you can see right here. And then, so anyway, that's what I did for the last 2 weekends, was break up all of that tile. So I'm also going to take up our hallway. Let me show you that real quick. Okay, so here is our hallway. Let me turn the light on. So I'm going to take up this carpet right here. And we're going to leave the seams. I'm going to cut it right in the door jamb here. We're going to leave the the stuff in the bedrooms, in all 3 bedrooms. But this area right here, and then essentially this entire hallway is all going to come up, and I'm going to put the wood floor in the hallway as well. And, you know, everything is basically just a disaster at this point. Everything is just kind of strewn around and all that. Here's all of the wood. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. So this is all of the wood that we're going to put in. There's just a little over 700 square feet of wood sitting here. So I should have plenty to do the hallway, the dining room, living room, and the kitchen, and still have a little bit left over in case I need to make any sort of special cut. So the trick is going to be piecing it all together, because as you can see right over here, let me give you a little look here. So as you can see right here, a lot of it, you know, there's a bunch of stuff that's already been cut. So everything is at different lengths, and you know, there's stuff that's got like pieces cut out. So it's going to be tricky to get it all to fit. It's going to be a big puzzle piece. So I still got to clean up a little bit of the stuff on the floor there. Like I've mentioned before, the dining room is nice and clean. So unfortunately what we have to do is we're going to paint all of our cabinets, because if we don't, it's going to make the cabinets look really, really orange when we put that darker flooring in. So we're going to paint all of our cabinets. We've got these like this cheap Formica countertops. We're going to take those down, and I'm going to probably do concrete countertops because it's a lot less expensive than, say, like granite or quartz. We did price some really nice quartz countertops that we looked at yesterday, and just for the 50 square feet of countertop space in the quartz that Christina liked, yeah, it would take our entire budget. So, you know, so there's that. And then in the utility room here, I still have to take the terracotta tile up in our utility room, but for the most part, that's going to get just some cheap, inexpensive ceramic tile. I don't want to put the wood in the utility room because I just have a hard time putting wood floors in a utility room where there's a washer that could, you know, with pipes that could break and things like that. So we're just going to put some relatively inexpensive tile down in there. And so that is what is consuming me over this last couple of weeks. That and trying to balance work and the class I'm teaching and everything else. So I just have not had any opportunity to vlog at all. But what I want to do is I want to bring you guys along on the adventure of figuring out how I'm going to get all this stuff done, because I'm going to do it all myself. The one thing that I'm most worried about is our ceilings. So when we first bought this house 7 years ago, it had like that acoustic popcorn, the really, really like textured stuff on the ceilings. So before we even moved in, I came in and I scraped it out of the house. All 3 bedrooms had it, the hallway had it, the living room and the dining room had it. So I'm going to take this opportunity while we don't have a floor, and we are going to be doing some construction and some cleaning up of the walls and some repainting and everything. Before I do all of that, I'm going to retexture the ceilings and get them finished, because right now, as you can see here, I'm not sure actually if you can see, but it's basically just there's nothing there. So we have this, they call it a California texture. Most people in the country would call it orange peel, but that's what we have on all of our walls. But then if you look there, see, it's just drywall. There's no There's a good way of looking at it right there. So those are like the screw holes, you know, where the mud's over it and everything. So the mud's over the screws and stuff. So I'm going to retexture these walls or this ceiling to match the actual wall. And the reason I'm going to match this texture is because, as you can see here in the kitchen, they brought that same texture over into the ceiling of the kitchen. So that's going to be the most difficult part for me. I've got to rent like a texture gun or whatever. So it's all the way through. Utility room even has the same ceiling texture. So that is going to be my biggest undertaking. That's what I'm going to try to do here in the next week or so. Also, I've got somebody coming over to give a look for me. I'm going to possibly take out this wall here, and then this partial wall right here. Hopefully I can get these out. And then also this just random, I don't know, you maybe put like plants and stuff up there, but I don't think it's structural. He's going to come in and take a look. I don't think it is structural because it's just attached to this wall and this wall, which are structural, and they're holding up the support for the ceiling that's vaulted right here. And as you can see, it's that one section of the wall right here is holding up this part for the ceiling. So I'm guessing that's that portion of it's structural, but I'm hoping that this part right here and this, which is just also attached to this spot over here, is not structural. If it's not, all of that wall's coming out, that wall's coming out there, and all of that is coming out this weekend, just to open up the view from the dining room and kitchen into the living room. So I just want to have more of an open concept. So it's gonna be tricky, to say the least. So I am currently researching countertops and how to texture ceilings so that I can do all this. This is gonna be the whole project is 100% sweat equity on my part. I am going to attempt to just do what I can do, and hopefully I can achieve it. So on that, come along for the ride, and we're gonna be working probably every day that I'm home after work and through the weekend, working on this place, figuring out what paint colors we want to use, installing tiles and knocking out walls and all that kind of stuff. So should be fun. Come along with me, watch me make some mistakes, watch me smack my hand with a hammer a few times, all that good stuff. And just check out the adventure. I cannot believe I'm doing this.